for that crazy idea, these people were painted as political outcasts, probably nuts, stupid, don't got to listen to them. You know, they're just Russian Putin sympathizers, blah, 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 blah. It was all the same talking points from Rachel Maddow and the rest of the mainstream media.
Culture Corner. Rage against the war machine.
That's right. Let's do it. So, couple weeks.
Killing in the name of about it. I had
now that the rage against the machine now rages in favor of the machine, but you know, it's just clever play on words of why this rally was rage against the war machine. So, a couple weeks back, there was a rally organized chiefly by libertarians in the Libertarian Party, but non-libertarians attended the event. Some hardcore tanky communists, some pro-Russian sympathizers, some I didn't see this many flags or anything like this, but I'm sure some probably like alt-right sort of, you know, characters. It was really a hodgepodge of people, but the centralizing theme of the rally and what it was for, is as the name suggests, Rage Against the War Machine, was to try to pressure the American public to then in turn pressure their elected representatives to step back from the brink a little bit in terms of pushing their own regime into war with the Russian regime and starting World War III, and as David and I have talked about, potential nuclear holocaust and all that kind of stuff. And
for conspiracy theory.
And for that crazy, terrible thought process that maybe we shouldn't, you know, engage in a potential nuclear war with the most nuclear armed country on the planet, which is Russia, as the United States being the second most highly armed nuclear.
So they think.
For that crazy idea, these people were painted as political outcasts, probably nuts, stupid, don't got to listen to them. You know, they're just Russian Putin sympathizers, blah, 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 blah. It was all the same talking points from Rachel Maddow and the rest of the mainstream media. And doesn't that just tell you exactly the culture that we live in? That the U.S. war regime that wants to always go to war and controls all the talking points for the mainstream media will always push in that direction. And if you have the temerity, the unmitigated gall, the audacity to pretend that maybe that's not a good idea, well, you're probably either stupid, evil, a terrorist, or insert other bad thing here and need to be driven completely out of society.
The lion, the witch, and the audacity of this bitch. Like, it's such an old play. Like, if I can take you to American football, shall we say? If they called the same play for every situation on offense,
they'd be Marty Schottenheimer.
How'd he do?
Not well.
He ever win a Super Bowl?
No.
Ever even win a conference championship?
No.
He got to one. Didn't win it though.
Yep.
So if you called the same play each and every time in most aspects of life, guess what? Life will figure you out. It'll sort you out, and you'll have to come up with another game plan. Unless you're the government.
Yeah.
Because
you always fail upwards.
The move is always, we're coming out with what we want to do, and we're going to put out an EPA with the fourth arm of the government, and they're going to tell the people what to think. And the people that are free thinkers that don't believe us and our plan, they are crazy people. They are outside. They are conspiracy theorists because they hold us accountable for the things that we said yesterday and the day before that and the day before that. So all we have to do is delegitimize. There we go.
That's the one.
Got on the second one. Not the first one, but the second one. All we have to do is make them look like crazies. And they're the crazy ones, not us that are on the right side, right?
Yeah.
Come on with me.
The right side is the one literally calling for nuclear winter.
That will erase humanity from this planet.
Yeah, and most
kill
most other carbon-based life.
By the way, wouldn't that ruin the ozone layer, Dane?
It might have an impact on the
Green
climate.
Deal. Holy shit! Kind of like what we discussed last week or the week before last, where we were saying we need to give up fossil fuels. We need to give up eating burgers because cows fart. But we're just going to burn these petrochemicals over here. Don't mind us
about it.
Oh, don't ask where it came from either, because it definitely wasn't our fault, but it totally was. But anyway, Green New Deal.
Yeah.
Icebergs are melting. Polar bears.
So here's the thing. Ton of ink was spilt with the media over the last couple weeks since this rally in DC, protesting the ratcheting up of tensions with Russia, among other, war regime, ongoing wars that the United States is currently involved in. And so we're not
in any wars, Dane.
We're not going to dignify any of those other media articles or anything with any publication on this platform. So if you check the show notes page, you check the links down below this video, we're just going to link you straight to the webpage for the Rage Against the War Machine rally. So you can see who the speakers were, who the sponsors were, what it was about, what was said, and just make up your own mind as to whether these people are crazy or whether they're on to something. Because it may have flown under the radar because the media didn't want to even report that Americans were coming together from a very, very different ideologies and walks of life to coalesce around the one issue of maybe not blow ourselves into oblivion. So they didn't even want to report on it. And when they reluctantly did, it was always just pure derision. So I'm not going to blame you if you haven't heard of it, but check out that website below and, look for other events like that in the future if you want to throw your hat in the ring towards telling the war machine to sit down, shut the fuck up, and maybe not try to nuke us all and get labeled crazy for it. Whatever.